good.
All right. I think we're live now. Yep. Looking like we're live now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Side Quest. It's actually been like I looked back through our shows to find the last out of character we did.
Yeah.
To reuse the settings so I didn't have to type it all up again. And
right.
It's actually been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we've had a pretty solid run these past few months.
Nice.
But yeah, I just I had a lot going on, and I knew there was a chance I wouldn't be able to get here in time to get prepped for the show. We got multiple people sick at work. My boss couldn't make it today. She had too much going on with her other business or her husband's business or whatever, and I had to close out tonight, and I'm the only key holder. So I had to stay behind until everything was done, counted, and lock it all up in the safe and everything. And so I just thought tonight I'll, in case I didn't make it in time, which I didn't get home till almost a little around 7. So
what the fuck is wrong with me? Damn it!
I don't know.
I know it's going to take a break now and again anyway.
You said you're the key holder. My brain went, "Are you the key master?"
Am I?
Are you the gatekeeper?
Yeah.
You are definitely misaligned there, Ark.
What was that? That was Rick Moranis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was the key master.
Yeah. I'm the key master. Are you the gatekeeper? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, real quick, few things.
No. Well, there we go. I don't know why it's suddenly working now, but so be it. As I was saying, it's good to take a break now and again.
Yeah. Why are you so high up on your screen? Like,
I immediately have questions. Like, Ark, did you really think? Like, did you give time to reflect on your wardrobe choices today?
Why, yes. I'm clearly the cutting edge of fashion.
Okay.
And also, I know why I'm so up on your screen. It's because we're trimmed for set.
Yeah. I couldn't move anything or else it'd fuck up side quests. So, anyway, real quick, a friend of mine from work, Brian. His name is Brian. He's a good dude. He's family man, lots of kids. He works on the weekends, but he also has a different job throughout the week. But he works on weekends, so I never really get to work with him because I'm off weekends. But and he's also a vendor. He was the guy who used to do my job, but he got a different job driving a forklift at some warehouse, and I took his place. But then he came back just to pick up some weekend shifts. Well, he was just recently diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he's going through chemo right now, so he can't work on a forklift. So
no,
he can still do his weekend shift at our store. But he
that was fucking loud.
Yeah, he they found it in his testicles. I don't know if he wants me to tell all the details, but it's moved into his lymph nodes.
He doesn't enjoy having the testicles discussed in front of a potentially global audience.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's where it started, and now it's very. They caught it really early, so it's very, very minutely moved into his lymph nodes.
Okay.
But anyway,
that's actually some good news.
Yeah. I mean, so he's going through the chemo right now. It makes him nauseous. It makes him basically feel it's awful. But he has a GoFundMe because he can't work right now except for the couple days a week at the flea market. So I'm going to share the GoFundMe. Oh, don't ignore that. Delete, remove. I forgot to copy it. I shared the Google link.
No.
The Google Hangout. My bad.
No.
I'm gonna pop it in the chat. If anybody is willing to share it on social media or even possibly just give $5, they're not asking for a lot. He just needs a little money to get him through like a month because he's got 3 more chemo appointments.
Yeah, you only go for so many sessions, and then you got to take a break.
And they got to take a break and let your immune
system.
And hopefully they got it early, and he doesn't have to do any more after these next 3. But he can't drive a forklift while he's on chemo drugs.
No, no.
So
'Cause I think when my mom went through chemo, the first that was she went for 6 sessions, I think.
Mm.
It was either 6 or 8. I can't remember. It was 2 months, and then she was off of it.
mhm.
So
Well, I shared it on Twitter, but Twitter either suppressed it, X either suppressed it because it's a GoFundMe link and it looks like, it attracted some spam. I instantly got these bots with a lot of numbers and they were like,
right.
do you need help spreading your message? Just DM me. I'm like, I ain't fucking DM. Like you're not a real person.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody sees it. I might tag some people later to see if they'd at least be willing to share it on their more larger audience. I still follow, and some people still follow me that have pretty big, followings because of over the years
Right.
I networked with people. But I would like to help him out if anybody would
Yeah.
like to.
Well,
I mean, it's only like a $2,000 goal. It's just to get him through the next 3 or 4 weeks because he can't work.
right.
so
That's cool. Honestly, I wish I had the extra money. I don't.
no, it's fine. I'm spreading the word. That's all I'm doing.
I was excited earlier today because I got a letter in the mail and it's from Walmart, and I was all like, "Oh, hey, it finally showed up." And my dad was like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's the $48.75 I overpaid for my glasses back in June. It took this long to get here."
Yeah. No, when you owe them money, they're fucking Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
Or when they owe you money, boy, they drag their feet.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I finally got it, and I was all like, $48.75. This is great. I've got money in my account. I was all sorts of happy about it because I think I had 110. No, I had 60. So I've got 110 now. That's what it was. So, yeah, just kind of living off of ramen and not much else. So,
right. Yep.
that's how it goes. I don't complain. It's not anybody's fault, and I don't feel like I'm one of them people. It's like, even though I might not have a whole lot, it's like I can't bring myself to really ask. I can't do it. Hard to do. So
yeah, Brian also, he's like, I don't like asking for handouts. His sister actually started the GoFundMe. She doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, these aren't internet people. They're just normal people. They don't understand. Like when I told him, I was like, I'm gonna share it with my audience tonight, and he was like, what? I was.
Yeah.
He was like, oh. I'm like, I'm gonna talk about your balls tonight. I'm gonna talk.
I don't want to talk about this subject. This is a touchy subject for me. All right. I didn't have, like. Yeah. No. See, that's the trouble with me. Like, I want to talk about it now, but I'm like, I don't really want to talk about it, but I do. So yeah.
Yeah, but even if you can't donate, if you could share it on your social media, just a quick little click share. Hey, guy needs just a little help.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a little help now and again.
Oh yeah.
You can do. If you wouldn't mind putting that in the side quest chat channel as well. I'm not gonna be able to do this right now, but when we're done here.
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. I can do that. It's easy enough. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to get that out there before we just started rambling on about whatever have yous. I don't have a lot to update except for how bad everything has gotten with my back.
Yeah.
Pretty awful. I do feel a little better since I took a small vacation from work. I took 5 days off and I felt great not having to fucking lift a single thing for 5 days straight. It was amazing. I am very happy with having a little time off, but yeah, I went and saw the neurosurgeon. It was my 6-month checkout at the neurosurgeon Monday, yesterday. And he got to really look at my MRIs a lot closely than last time because they took like 900 images of my spine. It was like really segmented, But so he, when the first time I went to meet my neurosurgeon, they weren't able to really look through all of them at that time, but they already had an idea what was wrong with me. But anyway, he pulled it up and was like, see those there, right there off to the side of your lower, lumbar? He goes, I'm I've been doing this a long time, and I've looked at 80, 90-year-old men's backs, and I've never seen arthritis like this.
Shit.
I mean, it was like glowing white. Like, I don't know if anybody knows this. I didn't know it until yesterday, but white on an MRI means arthritis, inflammation.
Yeah.
Like, that's what white.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And it's like those little fucking joints down there that kind of like act like knuckles. They kind of help you do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking blazing white with like, with the spinal arthritis. And I've got degenerative disc disease too. I've got a bulge disc, and I've got pretty much constant pain. I can't drive for more than 20 minutes without feeling incredible amounts of pressure and pain in my lower back. So I'm fucked. I'm fucked. So
yeah,
yay for me.
Welcome to getting older.
Yep. Not just that, just I've got the spine of somebody who's older, way older than me.
Yeah.
But anyway, other than that, I mean, I'm dealing with the pain. I'm dealing with my health issues the best I can. I am feeling a little better since my little vacation, and I am going to see the foot doctor again for my plantar fasciitis. I'm going to tell them I just want the fucking shots. Just stop sending me to get custom insoles and telling me to buy new shoes. I'm tired of it. Nothing works. I've had it for fucking 2 years. Has not healed.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done. I just cut my feet off and give me some fucking science feet. I don't give a shit. At this point, just give me some science fucking feet. Give me some fucking cyborg parts.
Pretty baller prosthetics these days.
Yeah. How about transfer my consciousness into that new Neo robot? How about that? We'll just
look. On such a short notice, best I could do is like cut your feet off and like stick your stumps in a pair of rollerblades. All right, that's all I could do.
Right on. Yeah. I never understood that. How people are like, okay, I get that there's like the handicapped Special Olympics or whatever for handicapped people. I get that. One of them, out of all of them, one of them shouldn't be considered a Special Olympic sport. And that's them fucking amputees running. Because they got these fucking blades now that like fucking bounce. And they're faster than like most horses. Like, they're fucking, that shouldn't be Special Olympics. That should just be fucking God tier. That should be advanced Olympics. Like that should be advanced superhuman Olympics.
Olympics premium.
Yeah, that should be.
It's athletics and it's advancing technology.
God, brain, what the fuck?
Like they got these fucking curved blades that they run on, and it's like a gazelle. They're just like, and they're like, wow.
Okay, yeah. So my brain is on some kind of tangent today because, yeah, you're like God tier Olympics, and my brain went. Someone should figure out a way to like use the methane from farts to run a jet engine and power themselves that way. What is wrong with me? Why would I think that?
Insufficient thrust, but you could probably get a kazoo going.
Yeah. I every time I see them people running in the Special Olympics and they're fucking knifing their way down the fucking track, the only thing I think of is we have the technology. We can build him stronger. Like I just hear the Bionic Man in my head,
My brain.
Why don't we legalize all like additives, bodily additives, all sorts of like chemical body additives, everything that we could think of, biotic, chemical alterations to bodies, and then just let them loose, and then compete for the best man science can build or woman science can build.
They're building that already.
How about no? Weebo, because that's how you get the T-1000 with his fucking blade arms hanging onto the back of the cop car, climbing up to kill you.
No,
I don't need that.
Mostly human.
I don't
need
that.
This was a setup for Mutant League, which was a very nice cartoon series, I recall.
No, there's I think Joe Rogan talked about it. There's like some guy that does like UFC. He's creating like a new Olympics that's like all like scientific advancements are legal. Like there's no. Like, obviously, certain dangerous steroids and stuff are still outlawed because they're outlawed by law. But supplements and, like, maximizing human potential is the whole point. I can't remember what it's fucking called, but the guy's, like, building it. He's trying to make it bigger than the Olympics, I guess, or whatever.
That sounds like... Look, no. My brain just sees, like, the crowd running out of the venue and like
Mm.
a midget on like super PCP, like eating people. Okay, it's just fucking horrifying. I don't want to. No, I'm not okay. I am not okay.
I saw a German. Was it a German commercial, TV commercial or something, where the dude's like, it's like they're lined up to race, but there's a woman under them, and they have to like, they're like doing this, and they're both scoot. It's like missionary sex race, and they're like every thrust is pushing the woman forward until the fucking finish line.
Hell?
I remember seeing that one time. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with German
I've heard
people,
of
man?"
strange local sports, but I think this one takes the cake.
Yeah, it was just like missionary sex race. They're like,
look, somewhere in some like seedy like dive bar or some establishment of ill repute, somebody's taking fucking odds on that shit and
it is
running
not
books.
just me. Weibo, your mic is apparently a bit low. I'm expecting that Windows is ducking with you. It's doing that with me all the time.
I don't know how to fix it because my input volume is at 100%. And
are you just on
everything
your
else-
regular? You're not using the normal mic that you normally
No,
use?
I'm using the same mic that I always use.
Doesn't sound like
Is
it.
it
Just didn't get any
plugged
closer
in
to
all
you.
the way?
You might have the wrong mic selected because you don't sound the
no.
same at all.
I already checked that. Yeah, Microsoft Razer Siren Mini. Hang on, let me try deselecting and then reselecting.
One of the trickiest things about it I've noticed is that your input volume can be maxed, but it will still have lowered the volume on the device, and that's a separate slider.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
there you are.
I
There you
updated
are.
separate
You're
stuff.
great.
Way better.
Yay! There it is.
You know what I did? I deselected and reselected the microphone.
You
Yeah,
turned it
sometimes-
off and turned it on again.
Yep. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens. Yep. All right. But anyway, I don't really have any thoughts beyond what I just talked about. So I was going to talk about the new.
Well then,
I watched the.
I would like to go back to the Neo robot because that was very interesting to learn about. I was very excited for a brief moment that I learned that apparently it's telepresence. Like it does almost nothing on its own. But, you know, for coughing up 20K to flex at getting the first robot butler, you can have someone remotely operate, a complete stranger you don't know the name of, what they look like, or what they might be planning, to remotely operate the robot butler to actually get anything done.
Yeah,
Which,
that really doesn't
yep.
sound
No.
like a psyop.
No, that's not.
Doesn't-
You're,
That does not sound
you're
like a
only
good idea,
no, you're only partially right, Archer, because that was a misleading headline I saw. But once I watched the videos on the Neo robot, here's the thing: it can do things all on its own. Okay, but when
Yes,
it starts
it can open
fucking
doors.
up, when it starts fucking up, somebody has to call into it and control it remotely. But that's only going to be for the first phase because that's how they get the robot to learn.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
Like seriously,
I
I'll
didn't
do-
just saying-
like, let me do that.
This is
job.
exciting
I'll do it.
times. We have a viable robot butler on the horizon. It's just not there yet. Not quite.
Yeah, the first people are going to be the guinea pigs. They're going to have to test this thing, and they're going to have to be remotely operated sometimes. Like the lady in the video I watched, she had it, and it was like it couldn't close the dishwasher drawer, so somebody had to tap into it and fucking close it because it just couldn't. It couldn't figure it. It was like bending over and fucking. It took 5 minutes to close the door on the dishwasher.
I
That's what I'm-
still don't like the idea of having like something with a Wi-Fi connection that theoretically could strangle me be like
Yes, which is
Luke
also,
in
but
my own house.
which is
This
also something that could happen. I'm sorry. I'll let you just let me make this point. When you have a maid, that's a real person you're letting in your house. So what's the fucking difference?
Yeah, but like
Well, the
I'm
maid
usually
can-
there when the maid is here.
And so it's a fucking
and
robot.
They're only here for like an hour every other week.
Yeah, put the fucking
I'm
robot in the
with Weaver on this
closet.
one. These robot butlers won't be worth anything until you can have them completely offline.
Yeah, I'd rather them be off.
Right.
Like like the maid's not even allowed to be here by herself. She gets
I mean, hackers can do a lot to
Please.
screw with you.
you can't
but
just
this opens
lock
up a whole
robot in
new
a
world.
closet.
Like we said, I don't think you'll get the Neo to choke anyone out or strangle.
It doesn't have the
But
strength.
if a hacker takes control of it, I'm pretty sure it can land a knife in your sleep just fine.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Rat? Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. Let me be the person who remotes in. I'm harmless, and I don't like hurting people, so I'd be perfect for it. Like, you wouldn't have to worry about me strangling you, okay, in this case, Weeba. You'd have to worry about me walking up to you and, like, boop, like, pressing your nose and then walking away. That's about the only thing you'd have to worry about.
It's not just strangling, right? It's like, I don't, it's not so much just the bodily harm thing, it's also the potential for theft, the fact that they'd have like a working layout of the house. Like,
why would I steal from you?
I already don't like having a Roomba in the house and having like a digital layout of the house and where things are. I don't like that one bit.
I have no argument against that. I was just saying, you know, people were complaining that some guy has to, on occasion, remote in to do a task so that the AI can learn. Mm-hmm. But they let fucking perfect strangers in their fucking house to clean. That's the only point I was making. Like,
all I'm saying is, like, I would be great at this because I have principles. I'm not thinking of ulterior motives. I don't have the forethought to think like that. Like, oh, I should lay out this place so I know how to break into it later. That doesn't occur to me. It just doesn't.
No, she's talking about this AI having a digital layout of the home so we can navigate, but a hacker could hack into it and get that data and get that information.
That's like one part of it as well. Like, a human does not have a digital layout of my house that someone could hack into that they could get their hands on. But it's also like the robot just coming online whenever somebody hacks into it, regardless as well, if it has like an online feature at all. But there is a potential for that.
I can understand.
Me out a little bit.
I can understand you not wanting that, being a woman who can be in a vulnerable state when this robot gets hacked and some guy's controlling it to spy on you in the shower. Me, however, I look forward to sitting on my couch with my shotgun and my dick hanging out, waiting for that robot to wake the fuck up. Like, just sitting there like, come on, hacker! Woo! I'm ready!
If that's the case, then maybe what they should do is, like, whatever their AI or their operating system that's in these machines is, maybe they should figure out a way to, like, copy or pull aspects out of human minds that would be beneficial to it. Like, for instance, the thought of having ill will or, like, ulterior motives. I don't have that. We should like find that file structure in my neurons, copy it into code, and put it in the machine.
We're not really there yet.
It won't. I know, but I'm just saying that's what
you're talking about.
A whole different can of worms.
Yeah, what you're talking about is the hypothetical Isaac Asimov 3 laws of robotics being hard programmed into the AI software to never break those laws. You're talking about that kind of shit, and
like
we're not there yet.
We don't have that.
These are large language models that are basically learning from the internet.
Like, at some point, it's going to be relevant. Someone should digitally copy my brain now so that they have it on file for later.
Yeah, you're talking about like some altered carbon shit. We ain't got alien technology at our fingertips. Like,
well, never say never. I understand that the massive asteroid is behaving quite strangely.
Comet, but yes, you're Atlas, 3i Atlas.
Yeah, I understand it's doing some really funny things according to authorities. The only reason I'm not alarmed is because it's coming from authorities, and I no longer believe anything they say.
Yes, but also some of the authorities are also independent. Not all telescopes in the world are owned by the government.
Oh, well, I'm hearing it from the authorities, which is why I'm, again, not getting too excited.
Yeah, I think people are freaking out a little bit, but at the same time, it is interesting that just recently 3i Atlas showed signs that it was it was accelerating without the use of gravity.
Oh boy.
Very, 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 very interesting times of great, fantastic, disturbing amounts of historical significance.
Here's the top 3 things that make people go crazy over 3i Atlas. Okay, when it entered our solar system, the tail of the comet, which most comets, as you know, as a comet enters and gets closer to the sun, a tail forms because of all the ice melting and stuff, right? Because it's getting closer to the sun, so all that fucking radiation and solar winds are hitting it, and the tail is away from the sun. But when this entered our our solar system, the tail was pointed towards the sun. That's number one. So it was acting very strange.
It's not a tail. That's a braking thruster.
That's a
Yes.
nose, actually, if it's pointing towards the sun.
No,
Yeah.
it's braking.
Second-
It's slowing down.
Second reason why this is a very strange comet is like most bodies in space. We know this from studying them using, radio telescopes and also studying the light spectrum that comes off of them. We can break it down and basically tell what it's made of based on the light refracting off of it, because different elements refract different light spectrums.
Yeah.
And light spectrum analysis proves that this fucking thing is mostly nickel. It's not got much iron in it, which is very weird for space objects because most space objects have fucking iron. Okay?
Nickel? I'm allergic to nickel.
Now, people don't know this,
Don't
but
touch
all,
it then.
but
Don't lick the atlas.
now most people don't know this, but most of the nickel, in fact, probably all of the nickel on Earth wasn't here when Earth was formed. It's from asteroid impacts. So there's a lot of nickel too. Don't get me wrong. All the nickel we dig out of the ground is from fucking impact craters and shit. Okay. And third thing that's being weird is what happened today. It's showing signs of non-gravitational acceleration. Now,
But that could have been from like some sort of gas pocket that was locked inside of the comet.
yeah, that's
itself
not how thrust works in space.
No,
No.
it's not. There's no sudden release of air that causes thrust
Look,
to. No,
I just want you to
No,
know.
you can't.
Hugo,
I'm saying if there was a pocket of gas that ruptured,
Mhm.
okay, why would it accelerate on the same path? That would be astronomical odds. Most likely, if
but
there was
they're
a
possible. There's a non-zero chance.
true, and most likely if there was a gas pocket big enough to alter the course of a fucking comet the size of Manhattan, it would have to be a really big gas pocket. That's why I said that's not how thrust works in a vacuum. Like you have to have a massive amount of energy to move something that.
Well,
fucking
meanwhile,
big.
if we're talking about things non-zero chance, that also opens up, the whole alien invasion angle.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Now here's the thing:
it's-
it's a fucking comet. It's made mostly of nickel and probably magnesium, and it's probably just a fucking comet that acted a little weird because it's mostly nickel and magnesium instead of iron. Here's the thing, though: I will be convinced it's something else if it actually changes direction suddenly. Like it's not coming to Earth. It's going to pass Earth by millions of miles. But if it suddenly was like Earth, then I might be like, whoa.
I'm so glad that the chat has the same idea that I had, that the comet farted.
I have
The
my
comet had
own
Taco
theory.
Bell.
I have my own entire theory on this 3-eye atlas thing, and I'm gonna fine. I'll just state my theory. It's a nickel, okay.
Mhm.
It's looking for a dime, and the cat and the cats fucking told it to do it, okay?
Right.
Because all
That's
cats are
terrible.
aliens.
Shame on you.
No,
I like
cats are
my
all
good better.
aliens. They're not real. They're not.
Yep.
They're not really cats. They're
I've got
aliens in the skin suits.
I've got a few
Biomechanical suit.
super chats right now.
Oh, go ahead.
Niska gave $10. Say, kind of crazy how Magog and the gang all dressed up as Earthrealmers for Halloween. Yeah, last week's show was a fucking because this mask ripped and I ended up changing characters like mid-show. I became like a tech guy. Like that was a fucking disaster.
It was a disaster. To be fair, I was had been really sick the whole day and couldn't really get my costume prepared, nor did I feel good enough to set my costume up. So I just put on a hoodie and was like, with patches on it.
Right.
I couldn't just. You don't know the trouble I've been through. You haven't seen the things I've seen. Okay, let's just leave it at that.
I
And-
put that costume together in like an hour before the show.
Yeah, I'll try
Well-
harder next year. I'm gonna think of something better next year. I thought it was a cool mask. It had skulls coming in. It looked like screaming souls. I thought I was going to do like a Grim Reaper thing. Totally didn't work out. Anyway, the Engaged Few gave $5. Says the molten core of this planet is iron and nickel. The nickel we mine could just as easily be from there. Probably not. Most scientists agree that most of the nickel we mine are from asteroid impacts because
But
we actually don't actually know. Like we've never been to the core of the Earth, so we're not sure. It's a good theory that it's a big ball of fucking molten iron that creates our electromagnetic field. But we can't mine it from there. It's way too fucking far down. Like it's just.
And how does it surface this far out?
That the 3i Atlas gives you the answer. It's gassy. It farts and it gets to the surface.
Yeah,
we mine it.
Don't get me wrong. There's probably some nickel when the Earth was formed, close enough to the surface we might be able to mine it. But it's mainly theorized that most of the nickel we mine for industrial uses is from asteroid impacts from millions of years ago. You know, like, is it really that? I mean, is it really that controversial to think that a bunch of shit slammed into us from space? No, happens all the fucking time.
All the nickel on this planet is from the international, like, or the interstellar, like, turf war that, like, yeah, they were fighting with a bunch of nickel-plated 45s. All that's left is the 45s is the nickel. That's what happened.
I think time travelers put it all here just to confuse us.
Nickel-plated sissy pistols, you mean?
Yeah. No, my actual point on this point is that anyone who's certain about the precise makeup of the core of the Earth, or that all nickel came from space via asteroids, would be, in either case, largely speculating, because there's a huge propensity for science to assume it knows a lot of shit it really doesn't.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's easier to study stuff that's on the surface than fucking miles below. You know, like, we can't even get to it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it seems more reasonable that asteroid craters and impacts gave us a lot of minerals from space compared to, like, I mean, for all we know, there's just like a man sitting in the center of our Earth fucking turning gears like a giant hamster. Like, for all we fucking know.
Yeah, it's Atlas.
Yeah.
He's in there. He's in there on an ancient exercise bike, just cranking this fucking planet around. Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm not too worried about it. Historically, Hephaestus and Vulcan were the chillest.
Well, all I'm saying is it's interesting how this thing is acting. I'm not really going to get into like a philosophical scientific debate because I'm just repeating some of the things I've read and heard. I am not by any means an expert on asteroid impacts and Earth and stuff. I just listen to really smart people on podcasts and go, oh, that's interesting. But I always take things with a grain of salt too, because it's the internet. So I advise everybody to do the same as well. Don't buy into that it's a giant alien spaceship. If it is a giant alien spaceship, those boys over at the Heaven's Gate cult went too early. They should have waited a few 4 more decades, boy. I tell you that. Herb Applewhite.
Definitely.
He
But if you're
jumped the gun.
Be sure to leave your pets with someone trustworthy and send all of your earthly valuables to me. For safekeeping. The aliens won't mess with me, I promise.
Yeah, you guys know the story of the Heaven's Gate cult, right? The cult of cults. Okay. Herb Applewhite was a nut job. We all know this. But
have you ever heard what is it? Have you ever heard that song that, like, I think Testament did about them?
Yes. I couldn't remember the name of the band. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Testament. That was a good song.
Yeah, yeah. But what was fascinating about Herb Applewhite's predictions, because he thought around the turn of the century, the mothercraft is going to come and get us, because the whole T and Doe dynamic, T died of cancer of the eye, I believe. That spread to her brain. She died even after they took her eye out. But the cult really was like fascinated with like Star Trek. They were training themselves to be androgynous, sexless, because in the kingdom of God, aka alien spaceship they were getting on, you were more like the Borg. Like it was a hive mind mentality, a cog in the wheel, the great machine.
Oh.
Yeah. But
gross.
And they all committed suicide because think of what happened almost at the turn of the century. 1996, 97, the Hale-Bopp comet passes by Earth so close that you could see it with the naked eye. Like you could watch this fucking thing. Okay. And not many comets get that close except for Halley's, you know. And I think Hale-Bopp ain't due back around until like 280 more fucking years or whatever. So it was like a weird astrological timing that this cult that had been basically preparing for this space travel since the 70s, waiting and waiting and waiting for the mothership to come get them. And then obviously with all the paranoia around the turn of the century, 2000 and, the Y2K and all that stuff, and the world's going to come to an end. And then all of a sudden this fucking comet appears. The Hale-Bopp comet fucking appears, right? And then there was all these conspiracy theories, these radio hosts that were like, oh, there's some pictures of the Hale-Bopp and there's some sort of thing following the comet. There's some sort of large, the size of a small planet, following. They're calling it the companion of Hale-Bopp. It was later proven and debunked, proven wrong. It was a guy called into the radio show and had made a fraudulent claim. He had a fake photo, of a shiny dot behind the Hale-Bopp comet. But they believed so hard that it was their spaceship. This was the cult mentality for years and years and years that built up for decades. These people were in this cult. It was so bad, their cognitive dissonance, that they went and bought a telescope so that they could look for the companion to the Hale-Bopp comet, because they were convinced it was the spaceship coming to get them. And when they looked at the Hale-Bopp comet and couldn't find the companion, they took the telescope back to the store to get their money back because it didn't work. Like, you could see the comet, but you couldn't see anything following it. So how can you claim it doesn't work? You can see the comet,
Hey.
Right.
So they returned the telescope saying it was broken. Yeah. They were so convinced. They were so convinced that they literally, yeah. And then they drank cyanide and, well, except the last two, they put bags over their heads.
That's just me. I don't have words. I don't have words to describe what I'm feeling right now because of what you just told me. I can't articulate it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
My takeaway is that you missed this when it happened. I, for one, can't not remember the blankets and sneakers.
Yeah, they were all wearing. In fact, the cops thought they were all men because they all had the same haircut, even the women. They were all wearing the same outfit.
This was the Heaven's Gate cult, right?
Yes. There's a fascinating.
I remember that.
Yeah, there's a fascinating documentary HBO did many years ago. It's probably a decade ago now, but you can still download it or find it to watch on HBO's site. But it's called the Heaven's Gate Cult of Cults, and it's a 4-part series about the whole story of T and Doe and the Heaven's Gate cult. And they were really kind of the first to get out there on the internet and try to push their. I mean, this was back in the message board days. Like they were really into technology and stuff. They had, and they lived in really nice houses because one guy had like a family member who was rich and he died and was left a trust. So they lived off of this poor guy's trust for decades. They always lived in really nice houses. They never went anywhere alone. They weren't allowed to. That was the training for space travel, is you have a check partner. You always have a check partner. You never leave the house. And only certain people were allowed to leave the house at certain times, so it never looked like there was more than like a handful of people living at the house. It was really bizarre stuff, but it was really fascinating, Anyway, couple more donations.
For that
go ahead.
Was more accurately addressed because the same reason they have North Korean guards never operating alone.
Yeah. You don't want anybody getting it in their head to just take off running, leave the cult,
You want them to live in perpetual terror that their partner is going to rat them the hell out the moment they show the slightest ounce of awareness.
Exactly. The Engaged Few says, I'd like to know when we're going back to the moon and see what minerals can be mined there. I agree with you because there's, at least from the moon rocks we've studied brought back by the Apollo missions, if you believe we even went to the moon, there's at least a lot of helium-3 up there. And helium-3 is pretty valuable energy source.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, helium-3 isn't found naturally either on Earth. Like, it's a byproduct of processing lithium. So believe it or not, when we make lithium for our batteries, one of the byproducts of lithium is helium-3. But imagine if we could figure out a way to do space travel using helium-3 as a fuel source, But anyway, that is fascinating. I don't know when we're going back to the moon, if we even went at all. Wink, wink.
I thought that there was plans for a moon mission.
Elon Musk, he kind of wants to send somebody to the moon.
NASA was talking about it a couple of years ago, I thought, but I don't know if it ever moved forward.
That's because there's a resurgence of interest, but they're never gonna fucking do. They ain't got the money. They ain't got the technology or the money. Elon Musk will get there before fucking NASA does. Yeah.
And I really wish he would. I'm kind of curious. We would learn, I'm sure, a wide variety of things we never expected to learn if we could establish so much as a moon base properly.
Yeah, the problem is that Elon Musk, he kind of is interested in going to the moon simply to go to the moon and prove that we did go to the moon. You know, because some people believe we didn't go because of that radiation, the Van Allen. No, that's the asteroid belt. What's the radiation belt?
It's the Van Allen belt.
It is the Van Allen belt. What's the asteroid belt then? I'm sorry.
Our asteroid belt in the atmosphere?
No,
the
one between Mars and Jupiter.
Isn't that like the
or
Kuiper
Jupiter and
belt
Saturn
or something like
yeah,
that?
something like that. But anyway, the Van Allen radiation belt, which we tried to blow up with nukes, by the way. When we first developed, we were like, there's a lot of radiation between the Earth and the moon. I don't even know if we can go to the moon. So let's try to blow a hole through it. And they shot up nukes and in the 60s, and they shot up nukes and exploded them in the Van Allen radiation belt, and it made it stronger.
Yeah.
It gave it more radiation.
Like government doing something half-assed and short-sighted?
That's like saying, there's a fire over there. Give me the fire hose. And then it spews fire. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, wait, don't they use fire to fight forest fires sometimes? Like to burn away?
It's called a backfire. Yeah.
You scorch the land so when the fire reaches it, there's nothing to burn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's controlled burns, which you should do before there's a forest fire, fucking California. Anyway, don't get me started on that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do controlled burns. We in the South and the Midwest learned this a long time ago. But anyway, so we launched rockets up there, and the EMP actually like knocked out power in like Hawaii and a bunch of islands in the Philippines and parts of Western United States because we launched nukes at the Van Allen radiation belt. Our fucking government launched nukes in the 60s at that fucking radiation belt. So a lot of people are convinced that no person can actually get through the Van Allen radiation belt. Therefore, we never went to the moon. It was all Hollywood thing in order to make the Russians look bad, blah, blah, blah. And there is some science behind that, but at the same time, haven't we learned that you can shield spaceships from radiation?
Yeah. You
So,
can radiation
I'm pretty
shield
sure
pretty
NASA
easily.
It depends on
Probably
the
has
type.
some-
Like it really depends on the type of radiation it is. If it's
gotta-
gamma, that you need thicker shielding. Depending
Like
on
lead.
the type. Yeah. If it's like alpha and beta particles and shit, you don't need anything much thicker than paper to block that shit.
Yeah, it's a few sheets of tinfoil.
Right to say,
Yeah.
my take on this is if we didn't go back to the moon, we didn't go to the moon in the first place, it's all the more imperative that we go to the moon again.
Yeah, but what about
the first time?
the one thing I have learned through my study of all of this is that there's a possibility on the dark side of the moon of some Decepticons had crash landed.
I'm prepared to. Actually, I think it's probably best to be aware of that threat as soon as possible.
And their leader, the Decepticons, and their leader is Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I'll never undersell this joke. It was in the Bumblebee movie where they tried to kind of relaunch the Transformers universe by starting with Bumblebee in the 80s, landing on
Yeah.
Earth. And John Cena's in it. And yeah, it was an okay movie. I enjoyed it. It's just a popcorn flick, Saturday night popcorn flick, whatever. Nothing special,
Right.
nothing super. But I'll always remember this fucking joke that John Cena had in that movie, where he's talking to, because he's a government guy, he's a colonel or something, and he's talking to the other generals because the Decepticons have come down trying to hunt down Bumblebee, and they've told the military, we're the good guys. Bumblebee is here, and he's a crazy psychopath. We got to find him because he's going to kill and dominate all humans and all this and that. And so they're like, we'll help you find him. And John Cena's in the office with the generals, and he's like, why are we listening to them? They're literally called Decepticons.
Yeah.
And it was just this like flat on the face joke because it is kind of true. Like those old 80s toys, you had to know who the bad guys were very easily.
Yeah.
So you had, He-Man was He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and Skeletor. Skeletor's obviously the bad guy because his name is Skeletor.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same with Transformers. It's like, here's the Transformers. They're good guys. They turn into cool trucks and cars and stuff. the Decepticons turn into guns and shit. Bad things.
Yeah, that backfired.
Military,
They
like,
really should have had a lot more good guys in military equipment forms. Honestly, it made the Decepticons just look smarter.
Yeah, it's really funny. The original toy for Metatron, the main bad guy, Megatron. Sorry, Megatron. Yeah, Megatron turned into an actual gun that, as a kid, once you turned it, you could like play shoot. And it's like everybody else is cars and vehicles and tanks and trucks, but he turned into just this giant gun. Like, if you think about it from scale, in the movies with Shia LaBeouf, Megatron should have been like into this floating gun that just went.
Yeah.
I wonder if the intention was it to be like, or at least like from a lore perspective, the reason why the Autobots turn into the automobiles instead of war machines is because they're trying not to be an invasion force. They're trying to be, we come in peace, aliens.
Kind of. I mean, you're not wrong, but you have to know the history of the 80s, which is they invented toys first, and then the cartoon was based on the popularity of the toys, not vice versa. Nowadays, we got it backwards. We'll create some TV show, and if it's popular, we'll make toys for it. But back in the 80s, they'd be like, let's release some toys and see how they sell. And when they start selling big, they're like, we got to make comic books and movies out of this shit. It's like opposite.
I like to observe the older version of Megatron turned into this.
Yes, it was a Walter.
This is one of them.
Yes, that was a Walter, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Walter
I had a
P-38, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Megatron for all of like 6 hours. Okay, it's not a touchy subject. I don't have deep-seated emotional trauma from it. It's fine.
Anyway, my point was that the TV shows of the 80s had they were based on toy sales because of the commercialism of the 80s, which is fascinating. But when they designed the toys, they were designing them as toys. So it's like, what do little boys like? Trucks, tanks, tractors, sports cars, stuff like, and they designed the toys. Then some jackhole based on sales and money, Hasbro went to some guy and was like, create us a TV show, but make these toys into a coherent universe. And this is what he came up with, whoever it was. And he was like, they're from an alien planet called Cybertron, and they come to Earth, and they can transform into cars and blend into society. But the Decepticons come down, and they're all these war machines. Well, in the TV show, you can't make Megatron turn into a gun. Who's going to use it? So even though his original design was a gun that kids could play with, in the TV show, they made him like a jet. It was some sort of like some sort of fighter jet with a giant fucking cannon sticking out the front, I think.
I thought it was a tank.
Maybe a tank. I could be wrong. It's been a very long time since I've watched the original 80s cartoons.
Transformers 1, he's a tank.
He is a tank.
Very early cartoons.
But that's the...
He did turn into a gun. Starscream, the jet, would hold him.
That's right. Starscream would grab Megatron and use him as a gun.
But that went away pretty quick, though.
Yeah, because Megatron was bigger than everybody else, and he turned into this tiny little gun.
This tiny little gun. Yeah, it was weird.
But that's right. Starscream was always the jet. That's right. Starscream was the jet. Right. So it makes sense to make him turn into a tank because that's just a big fucking gun that moves.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but it's just fascinating stuff. I hear there's a new Masters of the Universe He-Man live action movie there. Somebody's working on. I don't know who.
And they got Dolph Lundgren to redo the role.
It would be cool if Dolph Lundgren at least made a cameo.
It would be. Unfortunately, you can't get Frank Langella to be Skeletor, though.
I would love that if they could at least get him to voice it, because it'll obviously be a CGI monster anyway.
Thought he passed away.
Frank?
Is it Frank Langella dead? I thought he was dead.
I don't remember him dying. That's news.
I thought it was a while ago.
I know Christopher Lee did. Let me look it up.
I might be confusing it with Christopher Lee. I swear he died back in 2011 or
Let me
something
see.
like that.
No, he's alive. 87 years old he is.
Okay, well, then I'm remembering it wrong.
Well.
Yeah, get Frank Langella to do a voice or something.
But he's one of the iconic bad guys. You're probably confusing him with Christopher Lee or
probably, yeah.
I mean, there's 3 that basically play the same stereotypical villain in the 80s. You know, obviously Christopher Lee's known for Dracula and all that, even though he hadn't done a horror movie in forever, unless you consider Lord of the Rings. Sauron was a pretty horrifying character, but or Saruman.
But
there are 3 top like go-to bad guys from the 80s: Frank Langella, Christopher Lee, Charles Dance.
Yeah,
that's your trifecta from the 80s, baby. That's your bad guys right there. I love Charles Dance in Last Action Hero. I have just shot a man, and I wish to turn myself in. Shut up!
Fucking great. That movie, I honestly thought Last Action Hero was great.
It was a great movie.
And yet, at the time that it came out, everybody was like, this sucks. And I'm like,
yeah, it bombed in theaters, but became a cult classic later because people finally got what it was really about. It was John McTiernan making fun of himself.
Yeah.
And his own movies. It was all John McTiernan. Like, not many directors get the chance to parody their own movies and still make a great movie.
I just thought it was brilliant. I don't know. Maybe it was just because it was so different.
It was brilliant because the satire was next level, and people, being a John McTiernan movie, people went to it thinking it's going to be the next Die Hard, because it's got Schwarzenegger in it. It's going to be the next Die Hard. It's going to be the next Lethal Weapon. It's going to be the next, type of movies. And no, it wasn't. It completely subverted everybody's expectations by being a parody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a very well done. I love when Arnold Schwarzenegger comes in with the kid and he just shoots his fucking closet door and the guy falls out of it. And he's like, how'd you know that guy was in there? And he goes, there's always a guy in there. Like, how many fucking closet doors does he go through? Like, because it's the movie world. So all the cliches work in the movie. But when the magic ticket brings the characters into the real world, they get a face of, they get a different perspective. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. That's why Charles Dance notices some dude getting killed in the alleyway and they steal his shoes. And he's like, because in the movie world, bad guys kill for a purpose. Like they're robbing a bank or they're getting in a fight with the main hero or whatever. But in the real world, you just get shot over your shoes. So then he walks up to a guy, just murders him out of cold blood. And then he's like, I have just shot a man. Like he's doing this whole... Like he's just, and there no cops show up. Like in the movie world, the moment you fire a gun, all these cops just show up.
Yeah.
But not in the real world. So it was a really fun movie and had some great moments in it. I personally like it. It's one of my favorites. But
great.
When it first came out, it kind of bombed in theaters, much like Big Trouble in Little China, which is one of the best movies ever made. Period.
Sure.
Yeah. But
only agreed. And now I really want to see Last Action Hero again. It has been a very long time.
But see, you mentioned Charles Dance, and my brain always, just because I saw it before I ever saw Last Action Hero, and I remember a lot of 80s stuff. My brain always defaults to The Golden Child.
Oh yeah, my brother Numsi.
Yeah, it kills me.
He fucking falls apart. There's a demon underneath. He goes, I can see you're busy right now. I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back. I fucking love it. It's so funny.
My dear brother Doomsday.
Yep.
Fucking God. Oh my God.
When he confronts him in the airport and my brother has forgiven me. He kisses Charles Dance on the cheek. And the look that Charles Dance, what the fuck?
Like Eddie Murphy. Because Charles Dance played that movie so perfectly because he was the straight-laced bad guy.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy's Eddie Murphy, so it's like...
It was funny.
How did you not bust out laughing if you're working with Eddie Murphy alongside Eddie and you're the bad guy? How do you not?
John in the chat, I want the knife.
I want the knife.
The fucking, I can't think of that little Asian guy. He was in, I can't think of his name. He was in Big Trouble in Little China too. But he's the monk, and he goes, "Let him ask again." I can't think of that guy's name.
Shit.
He's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, it's because he was in. I always remember this is a kids movie. It's a throwback. Weebo's bored because she doesn't know what we're fucking talking about because she's young.
I can make no contributions to this conversation.
You need to watch. If we talk about movies, you should just write them down and start watching them.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it was but
I didn't live through the 80s. I'm sorry.
But when I was a kid,
get a kick out of them. You would.
Way before I saw Big Trouble in Little China, and even way before I saw Golden Child, because I was a kid at the time,
Yeah.
I watched Three Ninjas, and Victor Wong was the grandpa, and he was like the Mr. Miyagi for these like kids. Yeah, Victor Wong, but yeah, he died. But Victor Wong was I loved when he's a fucking Golden Child, when he's got to go through the trials, and he's on that. There's a ground. Because he's got to like jump on the pillars, and he's like, it's a trick. There's a because all these poles are going down into the darkness, and he's like, oh, this is a trick. There's a ground. There's a ground, and he flips the coin, and he's like listening for it to hit the ground, and then like 3 minutes goes by, and he goes, hey, there's no fucking ground in here. Like he's just like, he gets all mad. He's like,
oh, this is good.
There's a ground. There's a ground.
Those were all great. Like those were good movies. Yeah, I don't. They're dumb. I don't know how to explain it. They were just
they were great.
They were entertaining. They were great. They were entertaining, and they were funny. Like, but they also had some really cool visuals. Like, I've never seen like that whole like demon transformation thing that Charles Dance did. I'd never seen anything like that in movies. It was like
fairly new. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
It was practical effects. That demon was like stop motion.
Yeah, it was cool. It was neat.
That was some Harryhausen shit right there.
Oh yeah.
You know. Anyway, the Engaged Few dropped another $2 saying not all died. 2 are still running the website. Talk about Heaven's Gate cult. Yeah, not all. Right. There were a few people that left the cult just before the mass suicide. So there are some survivors. There are actually more than 2. Because at the end of the,
why keep the website alive if they?
Because they, in their heart of hearts, still believe they missed their chance, but their friends are in the mothership. Like there's some that are still hardcore believers. They just couldn't go through with the whole thing. They couldn't graduate the class because that's what it was called, the class. They were, yeah. They were the away team and they were going home. That's the way they saw it. They were training for space travel. They were the class.
To address the questions in the chat, whose kitty is mewing? That would be Weebo's cat calling down 3i Atlas to hit the planet. So,
sorry, I'm cat sitting a friend's cat, and she's a little bit vocal at night. So
she's very vocal at night.
Yeah, you have no idea.
DK,
don't worry, it's truly adding to the intellectual discourse.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
And then
she has a lot to say.
How come I can't see this person's name? Alexander Gilliand gave 20 DKK. Why stop clicking, stupid thing? I guess is because it's blue. It equates to $2. Just wait for the Scientology to go full scale. That should never go full scale. Scientology's one of the fucking worst scams.
It's disturbingly sad.
Actually, their memberships are way down. At their height, at their greatest, when they won the whole freedom of religion thing, so they didn't have to pay taxes in the 90s, and Tom Cruise and John Travolta was like really promoting them. They were like 200,000 members worldwide. Now there's barely like 20,000 members. Like it's fallen off because of all the
news.
Yeah, it's fallen off. They don't really get a lot of new members because so many documentaries have been made about how fucked up that cult is and everything.
Yeah, what was that? What was that actress? Leah Remini?
Leah Remini did a whole like three season
about it. Like talking about being
she grew up in Scientology. Her parents,
she was in it.
Yeah, her parents raised her. Yeah, she was raised in Scientology.
It's Scientology nice to see when they break free.
Scientology is still got a lot of money though because they didn't have to pay taxes. They wrapped all their money up into real estate. Now there's just there's like a whole town in Florida that's owned by Scientology. It's just empty buildings everywhere. There's like empty fucking buildings. You know, it's really weird because they don't do anything with the properties. They just buy them up. It's their assets basically.
They don't rent them out or anything.
Nope.
That's just.
Nope, because they still believe in the future that everybody will convert, and we're going to need these fucking buildings for people to work in and live in and all this and that when all the masses of the world abandon their thousands of years old religions and come to us. You know.
Weirder things
Yeah.
have happened.
Yep. Leah Remini. I love watching like documentaries on cults. The most fascinating one to me personally, as interesting as Scientology is, as interesting as Heaven Gate is, Jonestown Massacre, the Jim Jones cult was really fucked up. But
Oh yes, especially MK Ultra's involvement in it.
oh yeah, and all kinds of other shit. But also, you know, the socialism angle and him being like, don't get me wrong, he started off as like a civil rights pastor, you know. He got a lot of
Yeah, it's like
kids,
common
you know.
grift.
Yeah. But, you know, there was that whole, you know, socialism angle, you know, and all that. But honestly, the most fascinating for me to watch was the Nixium cult. The one with Allison Mack from Smallville that was in it. Kristen Krueg was in it. Quite a few other famous people. Mark Vicente was in it.
I think I remember hearing about it, but I don't remember
Yeah,
anything about it.
That was the one where girls were branded. And
Oh yeah,
and it
okay,
was like,
that's
yeah,
right.
and it was a sex cult.
Yeah,
well, it was a cult, but there was also a
Fun.
there was a sub-sex cult in it. It was like a secret society of girls that basically wanted to have sex with the leader of the cult, Keith Raniere. And there's a HBO documentary called The Vow. Watch that motherfucker. What's fascinating about the Nixium cult is Keith Raniere was one of those egotistical types who really thought he was going to change the world with his ideas. And it was all a grift, don't get me wrong, but because of that, he had Mark Vicente, who was a documentary filmmaker, who believed all this shit, film everything. So for the first time ever, we have like a real lot of footage from inside the cult. And that's rare, right? That's super rare to have that much like insider footage from the cult. So it's a really fascinating watch if you want to watch The Vow. It only ran for 2 seasons because it, you know, we all know what happened. He got like 120 years in prison, Keith Raniere. Like, the only time I've ever heard somebody even make a joke about Keith Raniere, because it's still not really talked about outside of New York City, which is where the trial took place. But honestly, like, some people have kept it alive. Some of the people that left the cult have started podcasts and stuff. But for the most part, it's really fascinating that it didn't really, unlike other cults of the past, didn't really bleed into the modern popular zeitgeist, pop culture zeitgeist. But there was this one joke in an episode of Rick and Morty I caught where like, I don't know, Morty has like a bet with his grandpa, and it's like they have to do like an adventure for Morty, and you know, Grandpa Rick is like, if this doesn't go well, you're gonna serve me and always do what I say and never question me again. And he's like, Jesus, calm down, Keith Raniere. Like, and I was like, oh shit, like I've seen one joke in the whole. I've seen one joke about Keith Raniere. But yeah, everybody watch The Vow if you're interested in a documentary series on one of the most fascinating cults, because it's also a cult, like Scientology was built as kind of a multi-level marketing scheme, where it's like you got to buy the books, and then you got to read all the books in order to cross the bridge and go up the bridge, and then you'll eventually have Jedi powers. But it never really happens, because by the time you get high enough, it's like, oh, we had to rewrite all the books. You have to buy them now, you know. So don't get me wrong, it was very much a pyramid scheme. It was, but this guy tried to, he really conned people, and he wanted celebrities and people of power joining. That's why you guys know the Seagram's Liquor Corporation, right? Seagram's Liquor. It's like one of the biggest.
7?
Yeah, Seagram's, the 2 daughters of the Seagram's empire were like Keith Raniere's number 1 and number 2, and they funded everything. I mean, it was powerful people, actors, powerful, wealthy people.
I have an immediate response to that. They were probably drunk.
Or some different spans of time, if not high on something else entirely.
Well, it's like they have daddy's money, and because they grew up wealthy and privileged, they look at the world as, instead
I
of
didn't
taking.
specify. They could have just been drunk with power.
Yeah, that's true. You can be drunk on many things, but they were more like spoiled rich kids who wanted to like make the world a better place, but it was a misplaced. It came from a position of privilege and wealth. You know, it's like when rich people are like, I really want to save the dolphins. Yeah. You know, like it's like
it was misguided.
Yeah,
misguided for sure.
And they bought into this guy's bullshit, and he was all like, I'm the smartest man alive, and I figured out all a new mathematics. He had them all eaten out of the palm of his hand. It's pretty fascinating shit. Yeah. Turned out he was just like a sex pervert. But what's
funny, that's a lot of cult leaders kind of fall into that. It's weird.
Why does that keep happening? Odd.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of a cult leader who was actually a pretty swell guy aside for the whole cult leader thing.
There was
just see it now. College cult leader 101.
Ow.
There was really
intro to being a cult leader. I could just see it in college somewhere.
Like, yeah, first day of class. Who here likes pussy? And everybody raises their hand. And it's like, you're not going to be a good cult leader. You're going to get caught.
They just, I don't know. It's great. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, sex with the guru, sex with the leader. I mean, the Branch Davidians. It's a pretty common theme.
Yeah.
There really was only one that I can think of. I mean, maybe L. Ron Hubbard wasn't really much of a sex pest. Maybe he was. There wasn't a lot of evidence of that.
Oh, he definitely was.
He probably was, though.
Probably
he only ever had one wife, but,
Yeah, but they were pretty good at, like,
keeping secrets.
Information there.
If you do research on what L. Ron got up to on the Sea Org boats, I think you can put to rest any doubt he was.
Yeah.
The boats were bad.
Yeah, the Sea Org thing. Yeah, he was convinced the government couldn't tax him if he just lived at sea, out in international waters. So he tried to build like an armada and become a commander or admiral of a Navy fleet. It was really bizarre stuff. But anyway, but there's really only one cult that I've, through my research and documentaries and stuff, that didn't have like a sex pest leader, was the fucking Heaven's Gate cult. Herb Applewhite was gay, but he suppressed his gayness because he thought we have to be genderless, we have to be sexless in order to become this higher being and go into the spaceship. So we have to make ourselves as much like aliens or the Borg as possible. Like, seriously, they watched Star Trek Next Generation, and Herb Applewhite's ideal for the Kingdom of Heaven was the Borg and not the Federation.
Yeah.
So they really had this idea of being genderless, and like some of them got castrated. Some of them, like Herb Applewhite was like my vehicle, because they believed they were aliens using human bodies, which they called the vehicles. And he goes, my vehicle is attracted to your vehicle, so I can't have you as my assistant anymore. But he wasn't a sex pest. In fact, he was very Puritan.
God damn it, my brain. I'm sorry. Break an ankle. My vehicle has gotten a flat. God. What's wrong with me? I'm sorry. I'm like,
a lot of self-loathing built into that, though, isn't there?
Yes.
I'm awful world right now.
Herb Applewhite was the son of a preacher, and being gay, he was ashamed of it because he also believed in God and believed in the Bible and believed what his father taught him. And so he was one of those kind of ashamed to be gays. So there wasn't a lot of sex pest stuff because he really did believe in this genderless, genderless alien bodies and stuff. So
he got the name close, but it shouldn't have been Heaven's Gate. It should have been Heaven's Closet.
Yo.
That's actually a pretty good observation.
I can't. The stupid thoughts in my head are just. I'm just saying them. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Stupid thoughts bouncing around in heads. The ones bouncing around my head is what haunts me regarding L. Ron Hubbard, Aleister Crowley, and NASA. Namely, that these
there was
some
you're talking
imaginary sorcerers had ridiculous amounts of connections with NASA engineers.
No, just one.
Their greasy gills and the same stupid shit.
Well, there was Jim Parsons who helped build the Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Yeah,
but he was also a fucking cultist or a satanic cultist who tried to bring about the Antichrist. He was a weird guy who loved doing weird fucking sex shit in Hollywood. But he also gave us the Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, but you bring Nazi scientists over to work on rockets, you're going to get some weirdos.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I take it as a lesson that just because someone's super intelligent doesn't mean they aren't a colossal fool.
Well, also there's definitely a very razor thin line between the highly intelligent and the madness, right?
Yes.
Like it's, you know,
You think that? I think it's oversimplification. I just mainly stress intelligence and wisdom are separate stats.
well, yeah, they come from different places too. Like to be wise is to have the wisdom that you don't know everything.
Mm.
You know,
Tis true.
yeah. Or so they say. Did we get any Streamlabs? I thought I saw an alert
Oh,
before we
yeah,
get out of here.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and read those off before we dip potato chip.
Is that the other cat?
This is Arky. So
Okay.
this is my guest.
Oh, that was the
Mhm.
guest. Okay.
Yes, that's the guest. She doesn't. Well, the other girls don't get along with her.
Oh, okay.
They're a little bit territorial, but that's okay.
Indeed. And you have no reason to apologize for them. We know the audience loves animals. I would get one of my lads, but I don't want them ruining my suit.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is my pride and joy. I mean,
Yeah.
I plan to be buried in this.
Ark,
It's truly the finest suit I have ever owned.
Ark came dressed as a disco ball tonight.
Clearly.
I came to party. I started marching and they filed out.
Hey.
You mean that's not a mermaid skin suit?
Ow. Oh. Ah, she's clawing my leg. It's fine.
Anyway, yeah, Streamlabs.
It's actually called the Lucky Fish.
The next
opposites.
6. Yeah.
One.
Sorry. The next 6 minutes donated $2 about an hour ago to say, I drove a forklift for a number of years, chilled out for a brother driver once, forks, always forks. And then Alex Sonderland donated 100 DKKs. I don't know what that is.
That's like $10.
Gotcha. Didn't say anything. Just thank you. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Well, nice.
Your support is most thoroughly appreciated, Alex.
Yep.
Yep, it is very appreciated. We appreciate everybody who donates to us. It's not a big a
Well,
show as it
almost.
once was, but it's still
I'm
fun
sure
to see you
exception
guys in the
applies.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still great to
But the
see you
point
guys
not
in the
here anymore.
chat. Who? Who's not here anymore?
It's not important.
Oh. Well, anyway, this has been a fun, weird chat about cults and Transformers and 80s movies and 90s movies.
Did that cat just say help me?
No.
It sounded like I heard help me.
No, so when she meows, it sounds like she's saying hello, which is so weird. Hello?
Okay.
Look,
Little
it is
quip-
not unprecedented for cats to learn at least one word of English if it helps them get what they want. That they are
Okay.
dangerously clever.
This was an old cat. It's dead now, but it was my grandma's Siamese learned to say her name. It would meow Carol. It would go Carol instead of meow.
Weird.
Yeah. It was really strange. I remember that cat because it would meow for her, and it wasn't because it wanted food. It wanted her to go to sleep. And that's when it would meow, because if my grandma would be like staying up late, like working on something or whatever, the cat would meow, basically try to tell her, hey, go lay down in bed. You're supposed to be asleep.
The
And
forever
it starts-
sleep?
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what the
Nick
cat
has
was thinking.
accused me of being an enforcer for the LGBT mafia, which he knows better, one. But also, one of the reasons I got this suit is because I was... Look, I don't know if anyone's seen the incredibly questionable movie, what was it? Ichigo the Killer? The mafia boss there wore a chromatic suit, and I actually thought it looked really nice, even though it was on a complete psycho.
Yes, it was. That's one of those.
So this is the best I could get.
Yeah, it's one of those psychotic Japanese Ichi the Killer.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Okay. I stand
Yeah.
corrected.
Well, I think it's short for. I'd have to Google it again, but I always remembered it as Ichi the Killer.
You're probably right. I just think his full name might have been Ichigo.
You know, the weird thing is like that suit has been like,
Yeah.
I've been racking my brain trying to remember what it reminded me of. And it's they don't look the same at all, but for some reason, your suit reminds me of Sid 6.7 in Virtuosity.
Virtuosity, yeah,
I
great
do
movie.
not know why, but it does.
No, it's totally something Sid would wear. Who was
It
a
looks
very
like
young,
something- yeah,
was
it
a
was
very
very
young
young
Russell
Russell Crowe.
Crowe. Yeah,
but it looks like something he would have wore.
playing a complete
Entirely
fucking
coincidental,
psychopath.
I assure everyone.
Yeah.
Yep. It straight up does look like an 80s Blade Runner dystopian suit, because in the 80s they saw the
It's a
future
cool look.
and it had like a lot of big shiny colors and outfits made of plastic and shit. It's like,
I don't know. I think it looks cool. It's a cool. It's
yeah,
stylish to me.
it's cool. Yeah, it is definitely cool. But yeah, I just
Oh,
googled
I
it.
wanna
It is just Ichi the Killer, 2001.
Ichi the
I
Killer.
did. I still think the character's name was Chigo, but the title is surely as you report. I didn't intend to actually rock out to music for the entire duration of this, but it's too hard to keep myself low enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time you wear that on an out of character, just be sure to let me know ahead of time so I can dress like Buckaroo Banzai.
I'm perfectly willing to arrange this.
Oh, what a great movie title. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Seventh Dimension. That's a long eighth dimension. Thank you. That's a long ass movie title.
Yeah. Pretty young Jeff Goldblum too.
Jeff Goldblum, Peter Weller, yeah.
Yep.
John Lithgow.
Yep. All pretty young. That was very
Very
early
young.
80s, like
Yeah.
83.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like
Real
that. Yeah.
early 80s. I love it
Cool
that
movie.
the local Comic-Con that's happening, Peter Weller's one of the guests. And
Oh,
I
that's neat.
thought about going to get him to sign a picture because obviously he's RoboCop, which is what
Yeah.
he's most known for. But I've always had this dream of walking up to celebrities when I see them and telling them that I love them in a movie that they like first started out in before they were famous, just to blow their mind.
Yeah.
Like walk up to George Clooney and be like, I loved you in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes too. Like, like out of all the movies George Clooney has done, he'd be like, what the fuck? Like it was like walk up to Jennifer Aniston. I loved you in Leprechaun.
I'm
Yeah.
reminded that I've been watching nearly enough movies lately, nor anime for that matter.
Yeah.
One of my favorite. It's kind of a crap '90s movie, but one of my favorite ones with Peter Weller in it was Screamers.
Screamers. Yep. I loved Screamers.
I love
Screamers was
I
great.
love the premise behind it. It wasn't really good CGI, but the
What was
idea behind it was.
What was
really
that
cool.
other sci-fi movie that was actually really cool, but everybody forgot about that came around the same time? I think it was called The 13th Floor.
Oh, the 13th floor. That's got oh god, he played Serrano in Major League.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He does the insurance commercials now.
Yeah.
He was the detective in that movie. It's
Yeah.
got like Armin Mueller-Stahl. It's got some big names in it.
Oh shit! It came out long. That came
Craig
out.
Bierko, I think, was the
Yeah,
other guy.
Craig
in it.
Greg Bierko was in it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
That was a
No, I
great
never
movie.
saw that
That-
one because at the time I was deeply horrified by existential horror.
Well,
And
it was
Vincent
really
D'Onofrio.
good movie, but it was Vincent D'Onofrio. That's it. But it was
he
not.
blocks me on Twitter, you know.
It was not
Like-
popular, and most people don't remember that one. I'm glad. I thought I was the only person who knew about the 13th floor. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's a great fucking movie. I love 13th
Yeah, that was
Floor.
great.
I just googled it though. It came out a lot later than it came out in '99. That was the same year
Oh,
the
God.
Matrix came out.
That's probably why nobody remembers.
That's
The
probably
Matrix.
why. Yeah, because it
Yeah.
is very Matrix X. If you ever
Yeah,
watch the
it's the
13th
same
floor,
con-
it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Same
It's-
concept.
it's
kinda.
the whole transferring your mind into a computer thing. You know.
Yeah.
Does anyone else appreciate the sheer absurdity that we live in an age where one had the opportunity to meet their heroes online and get blocked by them?
It's
Yeah,
happened more than once.
I've had fights with celebrities that I've looked up to, and I'm just some
Oh, that's
fucking
cool.
random. You know.
Kinda
Never
ju-
tweet
I
your
still
heroes.
respect D'Onofrio as an actor. I just have to conclude he's batshit insane as a
in
person.
the chat. Carlos Fish, he got to meet Nathan Fillion. That's fucking cool.
Really? Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
I'm jealous of that. But yeah, he's awesome.
he rose to fame from Firefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weird thing, I remember him from he voiced a character in a video game that I played. I played Destiny. And
Oh, okay.
he was the voice of one of the Destiny characters, Cade 6.
All
And
right.
I remember. For some reason I remember because they had like such smart ass narky lines in that. I loved it.
Yeah. Maybe once a month we should just get together out of character and talk like great movies that nobody's ever heard of, and then
Well, yeah, we should. That
but
way
then-
Weibo can catch up.
that way, and but
I'll let you guys do
Yeah.
that.
not invite Weibo because we'll be all like, "Ooh, this fucking changed my view of movies," and "Oh, have you seen Videodrome?" and all this and that, and then she'll be over there like, "Did you guys see Moana 2?" Like, she's so young.
Just because I have to throw in, I watched a movie that I hadn't watched for like 30 years just the other day. I went and found and watched Vanishing Point again.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Vanishing Point. Yeah.
Hadn't seen it in a long time. I got to see a different version. I guess there was like a UK version. It was like, it's got an extra like 5 or 10 minutes to it.
You know, it's a really weird one, and I'm going to end with this because I know it's getting late, folks, and we're
Yeah.
well over what we usually do. But
Past
there was
bedtime.
there was a movie, I think it was the early 2000s, might have been the late 90s, where Kevin Pollak played the president. And he was stuck in a snow blizzard in a diner because they were passing through on re-election and he was doing campaigns. And him and the Secret Service had to take shelter in this diner from the blizzard. And during the time that he's in the diner, the Middle East decides to try to threaten to launch nuclear weapons. And so he's got to like be the president and decide whether to preemptively launch nukes against like Iraq or something before they do. And it's a hugely political movie. But what I remember most about it, because nobody's ever seen this fucking movie, I can't even find it to download, but it does exist. It's called Deterrence. Okay? This movie had Samwise Gamgee, Sean Astin,
Yeah.
and he was the dirty racist redneck.
Oh, that's weird.
Who-
Okay, I've got
Who had this whole monologue about sand N-words.
Wow.
And
Maybe that's why you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then it's strange to see Samwise Gamgee going off about sand N-words
Yeah.
and stuff. Very cool movie because like the big twist at the end, I don't want to give it away if somebody does want to find it and watch it, but I used to have it on DVD, but it was one of those like 5 movies in one package.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was like, because it's so unheard of. Like nobody's ever fucking, like I even tried to find it to pirate it and there was nothing. Like I found fucking brain donors and was able to download because we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
I was able to find brain donors and it had like 2 seaters, but I did get it because it took 14 hours to download.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you got it.
Because it only
I
had
couldn't
2
see that.
seaters, but I did get it. That John Turturro film that's like out of
Yeah.
nowhere, fucking crap. But yeah, there's a movie called Deterrence, and it's fucking Samwise Gamgee being like a racist red, and he goes on this whole monologue to the president of the United States about no one gives a shit about some dirty sand N-words. And then when he's
wow.
finally done, the president's like, if I promise that I make it, when I get back to Washington, if I promise to make it to where you never have to pay taxes ever again for the rest of your life, and he all starts to smile, he goes, do you promise not to say another word to me? like it's just like
That's great. That's great. Oh,
That's the easiest deal in history.
Yeah. And then as he's like leaving at the end of the movie, it's fucking Sean Astin's like, he's about to say something. He goes, deal's a deal. And he keeps walking. I was like, oh shit.
that's great. That's great.
But anyway, we gotta go. Everybody, it's
Yeah.
past Weibo's bedtime. We all know she's gotta get up
Sorry.
early in the
Sorry.
morning and watch Elsa in Frozen sing that fucking song again.
Yes, indeed.
I also need my beauty sleep when I'm done here.
I'm poking fun, but we know Weibo has seen some good flicks. Okay, I just want to end with that. Like we
I can
tease
name none
her.
off the top of my head though.
No, not right now, but we know she's seen at least a few classics. We know.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Eva, you're doing this the wrong way. If you did take part in a monthly movie commentary thing, you'd be important to having as the person we're explaining it all to. You're the every person for the audience who doesn't know about these either.
yeah,
I guess.
you would be the one to vicariously experience these discussions with. But I don't want to put any more burdens on anybody else. But I would love, because at least with me and Rat, Arc too, but me and Rat, we definitely movie guys. And I could talk
Oh yeah.
I could talk movies with Rat for fucking hours. So we better get out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
forever. So.
Ark's seen some good stuff too, but Rat seems to be a real heavy movie guy. He's right, so
It seems like they're on the
Typically
same
speak up
wave.
less about what I have seen.
yeah. It's I did watch the new Welcome to Derry first 2 episodes last night. It was like, I mean, I get what they're going for, but it's like, it wasn't terrible, but it's like, they're going a little bit too much for the gore and not the fear. Like that's what Pennywise was. He was fear.
Yeah.
But they want to show like babies coming out of vaginas and growing fucking demon horns and wings and killing people and shit. And it's like, I mean, cool. I mean, great effects, and it takes place in the 60s, so there's a lot of racism, all that,
Naturally.
Yeah, they need that for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it did happen in the 60s, so I mean, at least it's historically accurate. Jim Crow, JFK, all that stuff was happening in the 60s, so, I mean, at least they're being historically accurate about it. But anyway.
Also, I don't think we can trust that even, but surely it did happen to some degree.
Yeah, I grew up in the South. Trust me, it happened a lot. Like, a lot. There's still some people down here stuck on it. Not as many as there used to be, though. And that's a good thing. Some progress. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Do you guys have anything you want to shill or say before we bounce out of here?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll be getting my regular schedule. Apologies to anyone who's just absolutely hinged upon the last SCP read. I couldn't make it. I'm so sorry.
Yep. If anybody finds deterrence, message me.
Right.
I can't find it nowhere, man. I can't. It's been expunged from existence. But this movie really does exist. I promise you. It really fucking exists. I'm not making it up. It's Kevin
Somebody
Pollak.
in chat said they'd seen it.
Yeah, I know. Like, it exists. It really does.
You're not crazy.
Fucking Kevin Pollak as the president. So, Anyway, I got to go, guys. We'll see you guys later next week.
Yeah.
Regular programming. We'll be back to side quests, hopefully, unless something
Right.
drastic happens. But we're going to get out of here. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Continues.
Oh, and thanks to everybody who donated to us, and also thanks to the anonymous person who I know is not anonymous because he said it. But thank you for donating to my friend's GoFundMe to help out my buddy Brian, who has cancer. Thank you so much for that. It was 6 who said that, right? It was 6. But thank you. And thank you guys. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Cheers.